Welcome to TIO Stadium for the semi-final between Nightcliff and Waratah. Looks like Waratahs have won the toss. Tonight is the night these teams are battling it out for a spot straight to the 21 and 2022 Grand Final. And it starts very shortly. We would also like to acknowledge our NTFL sponsors and partners. No More, Carlton and United Breweries, Towards Zero, Impex, Intersport, Gazelles Palmerston Club, Sterling NT, Bridge Toyota and Sharon. And a huge thank you to all our media and broadcast partners, 7 News, NT News, Mix 1049, Hot 100 and Kick Digital.
Welcome to TIO Stadium for the second semi-final for the 2021-2022 TIO NTFL season. Welcome first Tash Membry. Tash, welcome.
Thank you. Looking forward to this game. Very exciting game, I feel, and just wanting to see if Waratahs can back it up after their performance last week against St Mary's, and of course the winner of this game goes straight through the grand final. So how exciting, and we've got an absolute champion with us today as well.
It's a big prize on the line. And speaking of that champion, Shannon, welcome.
Thanks for having me, guys. Yeah, good to be here and get a look at who I might be playing against next week.
So, mate, you missed that game before. For what reason?
Calf. So pinged it just in the last quarter. I thought that we would get the win, which turns out we did. And yeah, we're able to get another week of rest in it rather than pushing it and risking injuring it and missing next week and what might be a grand final the week after that.
Yeah, beautiful. So just repeating the final earlier today, St Mary's got up over the Wanderers by about 60 points, 11 goals in the end. So a big win. There was a few injuries for the Wanderers through that game, so it was a really hot day. They were lacking rotations. Liam Patrick went off, and there was a few others that went off. So really tough day for the Wanderers. St Mary's through, so they will play the loser of this game, as we've said, the winner of this game going through to the grand final. So players almost ready. Lights are on. Siren goes. Tash Membry.
All right, in the middle, here we go. Game on. We have Owen taking on Wilkins. The umpire bounces it. Didn't start the game too well last week. In the last game, the first bounce went exactly like that bounce went, and then the second bounce did too in the game. So he's going to throw it up. Players all ready to fire up. Nothing worse than that happening. The umpire throws it up now. It gets up high. Wilkins then goes in for a second crack. Gets it down. Running play in anchors. Waratahs go forward. The first time inside the 50. At the back is Jones. We'll take this one with a bit of time and space. Handballs to Daniel Bowles. Kicks out wide to Wilson. Can chip it over the top, and he does, but it's close to the boundary line. Does it stay in? He does keep it in. Good work there by the Tigers. Chopped off by Gooch. Collis, this one's close, and that one's out of bounds on the full. So free kick going to the way Tigers, directly in front of our commentary box. Called to play on now. Kicks it forward, does North. There's Wilson. Such a reliable player for the Tigers for so long now. Plays on. Silver was on the mark, caught him standing flat-footed, and that's a good mark taken back there by the Tars player. He looks to switch and got a player on in Brodie Carroll.
So Brodie Carroll for the Tars. He's going to switch it to the open side, and the mark there taken out on the wing. Tars move it. The player's got a little bit of space moving forward. Stops, props, goes inboard, goes inside 50. The big ruckman Jackson Bowen's down there. It's picked up by the Tars player. Handball to Kitschke. Kitschke did well to keep that in. Little one over the top. Bowles has got it. Spins onto that left foot. That was good. He was under a little bit of pressure there, and with a relieving kick, it goes out wide, and the mark taken there by the Nightcliff player. So fairly stagnant early, not too much going on. Very contested footy. As Nightcliff go long down the line, a pack forms. Players go up, ball goes out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw-in on the outer wing.
Very stop-start game so far. A lot of kicking, a lot of marks, not a lot of run generated, which is something both teams are known for. Collis and Bowd off the half-back line for Tars, and Bowles and Brown and Jonathan Paris as well for Nightcliff, give them a lot of rebounds. So we'll wait to see that come into the game.
So the umpire throws it in. Much on, you can see just a scramble there. The ball's not coming out. The umpire's going to ping him. So on the bottom of the pack there, Waratahs. Tigers can play on quickly. Gets the handball, does Dirksen, a running player, kicks it forward. Good contest there. Collis goes hard at that footy, comes out to anchors. Holt Fitz couldn't tackle him. Gets it to Collis again. Looking for Wilkins. Front and centre. Good work there, the Tars. But it's going to be chopped off in the right place. Daniel Bowles reads them so well off half-back.
So Bowles for Nightcliff goes into the middle. That's big. I think that might have been Dirksen in there. Handball over the top. Ball comes to Philo. Philo on that left foot. He's got a player open just on the 50. He can't grab. Back there's Bowd. He's dispossessed. Tackled by the Nightcliff player. Might not have had it. That's a good call from the umpire. He played for it, but it was there. And it's going to be a free kick for the Waratahs, and Bowd will get his second possession of the game. So the Tars are going to switch out wide to the back pocket. And the mark there taken by Carroll. Carroll's got the runner Collis, so they've worked this well to centre wing, the Tars. Collis down centre wing. Got Kirtley Silver leading for the ball. Jamie Jones was right there with him. Ball to the back, picked up by Bowles. Bowles goes into the middle, and the mark there taken by Tom North. So Tom North goes inboard. Danny Butcher, that's a beautiful penetrating kick inside 50. He hits his Tigers teammate up, who runs in from 20 metres out.
I think that was Morris.
That was Bailey Edwards, who really should have put the first goal of the game on the board then. He didn't. He hit the post. And that's the first score of this final. Nightcliff 1 point. Waratahs yet to score.
Golden going to the kick-out duties here. Waratahs. He's wide to Gooch. Gooch plays on. Good contest there. Couldn't take the mark there was Clee. So look at Tigers' rebound. Just a bit of an arm wrestle at the moment. North kicks it forward close to the boundary line. It's kept in by Edwards. Not much up forward. Cam Islet's there. That was a good lead, Cammy Islet. Now, if someone can get it from there, it's Cameron Islet. So his first touch of the game. Ignores all the leads on. Looks like he's gonna back himself here. The goal square is vacant. Gooch is sort of manning just in front of it, off screen. So he's looking inboard. Eyes are darting a bit there. You can see there now some players have gone back to the goal square. Bowles comes off. Don't see that very often. Daniel Bowles comes off for a rest. Morris goes on. Meanwhile, the shot on goal. Wilson can't get rid of the footy. It's thrown out of the way. Tars under a bit of pressure. Agro clears it one-on-one, but tracking back there, the Nightcliff defender, Nyhouse read that well.
So Nyhouse, the ex-Fremantle Docker, takes the mark there for Nightcliff. Waratahs have set up well behind the ball here, and that was a feature of their play last week against St Mary's. They're really good behind the play. So Nyhouse is forced to go long. Collis crushes the pack. Ball comes off hands. And right in front of the Wanderers clubhouse out there, which will be going for about a week from what I've seen in previous years, we'll have a ball up under the new scoreboard.
Yeah, still a very stop-start game. A lot of kicking. Both sides not wanting to take risks with the footy inside the corridor or with those short kicks which can lead to turnovers. So just assessing the game as it goes. We'll see if the game opens up a bit more with players like Brody Philo getting his hands on it a bit more.
Which you're right about taking risks. They definitely aren't doing that. You can see just getting the ball on the outside there. No one's really keen to take it on just yet. So Brody Carroll goes out wide. Tars just looking a little bit better with their ball movement. That misses Arnold. Then he laid the tackle pretty well. Wilson gets in there, met front on by Carroll. Here's Abe Ankers, usually a good user of the footy. Puts that in front of his ruckman, but well read there by Brownie. That's a reliable defender. As he looked to switch, no, again, they just go down the line. So close to the boundary line. That's gone out of bounds on the full. So just a bit of pressure there, bit of unforced error there from Nathan Brown. Don't see that very often, but Brody Carroll's going to kick this back inside the 50 for Waratahs.
So Waratah's probably kicking with a slight breeze in this first quarter. The flag's favouring the right of screen, which is the airport end.
Mark.
Goes down to the 50, and the mark there taken by the pilot from Catherine, Cam Arnold, who looked very agile last week. He was playing some good footy. He was leading up really, really hard. And he's going to send Waratahs deep forward, if not register Waratahs' first score of this game. So he's taking the mark directly on the paint of the 50. He's probably going to kick from about 56 metres. He's a big unit, hits it pretty well. Breeze at his back right to the line. The big ruckman Bowen had got back there. It was an easy fist through for him. So Waratahs are on the board in this final. They've scored 1 point. Nightcliff 1 point, and we've gone 8 minutes in this first quarter.
You can see a defensive zone being played here by Tars. So giving them a lot of space short, but they want to force a longer kick to try and get a turnover, which they almost have here.
So Brownie at the back to train a hand pass, but they've sold themselves under trouble here. Well done, Tars, with the pressure. Boud comes through. The advantage was paid. Now the umpire's going to bring it back. Very, very lucky Waratahs to get away with that. We just watched on replay there. Caught holding the ball. Boud took the advantage, but the umpire's actually brought it back to the free kick. Is going the way of Joel Crocker. Kicks it in. Rick Silver got caught underneath it at the back. There's Rich. Takes the footy. Dispossessed now, Nyhouse. Close, doesn't rush it through, gives it to Jones. Jamie Jones used to have a really good season. Legs nearly taken out there of Edwards. Handballs over the top to Jones. It kept running. And there's
Silver with the pressure.
Oh.
Second effort there. He went with the first chase on young Jones, followed up with another effort, then got Jones. The second time he got the footy back. Great effort by Silver.
Silver delivers it in, looking for Cam Arnold, and he takes the mark just inside the boundary line there. So this will be his second shot on goal in a matter of a minute. So Quick Silver, just that damaging pressure, forward pressure. Just make the defenders for Tigers just think twice that they've got more space than what they do with him around. This will be his goal if Arnold can nail it, and he has. He's kicked the first goal of the game. He's nailed that, Cam Arnold. Quick Silver, that's your goal. Good work there by Waratahs, and they got the first on the board, Shannon.
They'll be very happy with that. We spoke about that defensive zone they set up. They got a long kick, they got a turnover just outside 50, got a repeat forward 50 from defensive pressure. And then again, they get a shot on goal here from Silver. Collis did well there to press up just to hold the player up enough for Silver to then close him down. Beautiful hit to the pocket, and then hit Cam Arnold. Finished very nicely from tight in the pocket there to get Tars off to a really good start.
Yeah, it was a beautiful kick. Beautiful kick. So I think everyone's sort of anxiously waiting. Waratahs played a magnificent game last week, and that game against St Mary's is one of the best games I've seen since I've been in the territory. So I think lots of people are waiting to see how they can back it up again and how they're going to go against Nightcliff. So They've started off well. They lead by 6 points, one out of the middle. Can't be taken there by Zach Griffiths. Brody Carroll's there with him. Back to Griffiths. He gives it to Magro. Magro on his left boot. He goes inside 50. Anchors is down there. He goes at the back. Ball spills to the front. Anchors followed up really, really well. Robbie Barty's there. Well cleared out there by Nathan Brown. Magro thought he had enough of it. Umpire didn't. He said play on. Robbie Barty goes in there, lays a good tackle. I think that was Crocker picked up. Kirtley's giving him a nudge. We could see it from here. Kirtley, if you've got to do that, you've got to hide it better than that. We're about 200 metres away and we could see that as clear as a whistle.
Yeah, you just seen there on the replay there. So he just probably didn't need to do that. He could have tried to maybe fly up the back or just use his body, but used his hands. So the Tigers here. So still no one's gone down that corridor yet. Comes to Collis. The left foot looking for Arnold again. Oh, that's a great mark. He's taken his third mark there. Just a bit of feeling. You see the players getting around. He just sucks in the big ones there, does Cam Arnold. So he just kicked a goal, the first goal of the game. And back in from here, Shannon.
Well, he kicked that other one from a much tougher position, and I think he went close with another one from, again, a tougher position. I think the right footers actually favour the right side of the ground. These days, they like that left to right swing. A lot of blokes get it, especially the bigger guys.
Has won a leading goal kicker in the Big Rivers League in Catherine. Also won the best and fairest for the whole league down there, the Doug Kelly medal. So
kicked
a few.
He's got the breeze, so he's kicked his second within a minute. So it's a bit swirly down there, but he looked at the flags and the wind bordered around, and it's the goal scoring end down there. And as he comes off for a spell, when you kick a goal, do you like coming off for a spell? Do you want to stay out there? I love staying out there. I don't want to come off. I've just kicked 2 goals in a minute.
Well, it's funny. My thinking's always been, if you've got a player who's kicked a goal, he's running hot, especially as a key forward, you want to leave him out there and make it an even tougher time for the bloke who's playing on him. But also you think maybe that player knows he's coming off, so he runs a bit harder into the forward line to try and sneak a goal before rotating. I know that's probably the case with midfielders. You think, I'm coming off in 30 seconds, I'll push pretty hardy and then go off so I don't have to defend.
So ball back in the middle. Tom Marsh in there. Free kick to Nightcliff. Umpire Jacob Port. Magro says, I'm not wasting any time. He goes in 50. Ball goes over the back. Anchors his first there. Gives the handball back there to space. There was no one there. Didn't matter because the umpire said the ball had gone out of bounds anyway. Give it to me and I'll launch in about 10 metres around from Waratah's goal. So they're up by 2 goals against the team that has won the last 3 premierships. They're looking for 4 in a row. It's a magnificent start coming off a big win against St Mary's last week. So ball's launched in. Kitschke goes up. One there by Bowles. Bowles throws on the left foot. Speaking of left foot, it's only as far as Collis. Collis then gives it back to O'Dwyer. He sends it inside 50. Brody Carroll's there. Players can't grab. Cree was there. Picked up by Bowles. He is the voice of Philo. Out wide, right on the boundary, and Philo relieves temporarily for Nightcliff. However, didn't hit it well and has kicked it out of bounds on the full, and big Amos Ross will take the kick for the Tars.
So Brown takes the mark. That's 2 out of bounds on the full from very experienced players for the Tigers. We've seen from Nathan Brown, then we've seen from Philo. They move it out to Rich. Rich with the hard running here from his teammate in Griffiths, but caught holding the footy. Took on Nathan Brown. Good work by Brownie. Run down tackle. Goes up the line, got the lead. Good kick. That's a beautiful kick. And finds his teammate in Wines. Wheels around, called to play on now. Looking for Emery through his hands. Tars have the numbers here. Needs to get rid of the footy. Dived on it, dragged it in. What's the umpire going to call? Probably blindsided there. The umpire has got away with that one, so it's going to be a ball up. So the ruckman just come over. Owen's back on. Wilkins and free kick, so he's pushed him. Called to play on. Clee drives it into the 50. Oh, well done. Nyhouse just spins out of trouble, as easy as you like, just waltzes out, and he's got 2 players on out wide here. They can play on quickly here, the Tigers. Deliver it inside the 50 over the head of Emery. It spills at the back to Ryan Moo. Just runs in and kicks the first goal for Tigers. Ryan Moo good work there, but it got over the head of Emery there, and Ryan Moo was in the right spot and kicks their first goal.
Yeah, just what Nightcliff needed, just to settle the nerves early. I reckon they're probably feeling a bit under the pressure after a week off.
Yep.
Just getting their hands on the footy, especially for their dangerous small forwards. Moo and Holtz-Fitz, two of the best small forwards in the game, and you saw the speed there from Moo. Nice one out the back, and Holtz-Fitz wasn't far behind him if he didn't get it. So early signs there for Nightcliff that they look like they're on if they get the footy into their forward line. Probably their first or second entry, I reckon, into their forward line as well.
Yeah, and you're right. Not a bad Cornella out there for small forwards, so Holt, Fitz and Moo. Now we're looking down the other end. You've got Abe Ankers and Curtly Silver playing the small forwards for the Tars at the moment. So a bit of quality in there. Collis wins it. It was great last week. Out to the Waratah's first and best winner this year, Magro from the Waffle in Perth. He goes on his left boot forward. Players go up. Ball spills to the front. I think that's Carroll. Picks up, spins around on his left foot. Just didn't have enough on it. 3 for 1 behind. And the Waratahs move to 2 goals, 2-14. And they're leading Nightcliff 1 goal, 1-7. We go on 16.5 minutes in this first quarter.
And they play on quickly here. So Exum's got the footy. That's Wade. Picks up the line. Free kick going the way of Emery. So Kyle Emery's going to have the free kick. Gooch stands the mark. Does he go into the corridor? He's got a player on there, but again, they don't take that risky kick. Goes down the line. O'Dwyer couldn't take the mark in the end. Front and centre. Waratahs, that's a good tackle from behind. Liam Holt-Fitz causes the turnover. The Tigers are going to go into the 50 thanks to him. Over the head again, but they've got the numbers here, the Tigers. But again, a fumble, just critical at that last moment, and Ross takes the advantage. They're going to come away with Abe Ankers, probably just ran his full measure there, put his teammate under enormous pressure, and Turnbull got it to centre wing. Look at the numbers here for the Tars. Not used to seeing this. He's dispossessed. Wilkins on the outside. That's like a touch finder. Inside Torpedo. It's close to the boundary line. A good contest to take it over. So it's going to be a boundary throw in the forward 50 here for Tars. Probably just looking a little bit better at the moment, Waratahs.
Yeah, just a bit more settled. Maybe that week off for Nightcliff just has them a bit rusty to start the game. And moving the ball a lot better. Probably a bit more match sim in their mind, able to play the game a bit better.
So the two big fellas go at it. Ball shark there by North. Good chain of handballs there. Comes to Philo. Philo spirals one from 150 to the other. And it goes to Eilert. Umpire's plucked one here. And it's going to be a hold. And it's going to be a Waratahs free kick. Geez, he got onto that, Shannon. That was a roost.
Yeah, off not much.
He's got a big kick, doesn't he? But that was deliberate, that kick.
And he can do it with his left and right foot as well. I've chased him a lot, and you can't force him to one side because either foot's a weapon for him.
So Cree for the Tars kicks down. Turnbull had a piece of it. Umpire says not enough. Comes to Nyhouse. Nyhouse brings it out wide. Ball there to Wines. Wines goes over the top to Moo. He's chased by Cree. He's only got one option inside 50, and it was a beautiful kick. He really only had sort of a 5 square metre area where he could have kicked that. It was a beautiful kick. And the mark there taken by the man from Tennant Creek, Liam Holtz-Fitz.
What I liked about that kick is he kicked it to where he wanted Liam Holt-Fitz to run. That's one thing in women's footy that hasn't really picked up as yet, is kicking it and making that player run there. They sort of kick it to where you are instead of out in space, and you've got to get on your bike to get to that space.
Yeah. Very true. So Holtz-Fitz, he's going to creep around a little. Doesn't run around too much. It was always a little bit skinny. Through for 1 behind. It's 1 goal, 2-8 Nightcliff. 2 goals, 2-14 the Waratahs, and we're almost entering time on in this first quarter.
Yeah, we're getting close. We just see the Nightcliff bench there on the screen, just the coaches. So we are getting close to the end of the first quarter. Good quarter as well, very much an arm wrestle. There's the Waratahs coaching staff on their bench. Go up the line, and the umpires found a free kick going away. The Tars at the moment, they seem to be going, everything going the way of the Tars at the moment. Just a little bit more control of the footy. A few undisciplined errors for the Tigers, but they had last week off, so just finding their feet, as Shannon said. The ball goes out of bounds, so dangerous position here for Tars. Watch out for the little X factor and Quicksilver out there.
Yeah, I think he'll like his chances on Jones. Jones is a good defender, but I think, as you call him, Quicksilver should back his pace.
We can't, Damien Hale come up with that one. He told us last week, I love it. I love it. So the umpires just said no. Needs to throw that in again. Wrong angles. We watch the bench there. There's Ryan Moo on there. Kick the goal. There with the fan. It's pretty hot conditions here tonight at Marara. Yeah, Jamie Jones has got about 40 centimetres on Quicksilver there, but Quicksilver's absolutely fast as. Just falls a bit short there. It favours the Tigers who clear that ruck contest. At the numbers, the umpire says play on. Collis kicks it. Does it get to the back? Here comes Silver through now. Look at the 3-on-4. There's Silver, gets the ball out. Oh, he just stands up and then he shovels the ball out to Magro that went without it, unfortunately. He had all the time and the space. They all stayed off of him. And Collis takes a brilliant mark running back with the flight of that footy, and it's going to come back in to the 50 for Tars.
See that set up quite well, Shannon. They're set up really well behind the ball, and the amount of times that forward pressure, the opposition are forced to kick it, and one of the Collis brothers gets on that mark coming out of defence. It's amazing how many times that happens. The ball goes right at the top of the goal square, over the hot spot. Oh, Arnold was back there. Couldn't get a boot to it. Russ through 4-1 behind.
The Tigers rushed that. They were a long way from the goal square there. They were very lucky probably to get away with that.
Yeah, I think just that pressure, forcing Knock, which are things you probably don't expect them to do. And you spoke about it, just how well set up behind the ball Knock. Waratahs are, every time the ball gets into the Knocker forward half, Tars seem to be reacting first. The only time they've got that dangerous look was when, yeah, you're right, Ryan Moo got a ball that slipped over the back of a marking contest.
They just seem to have a really good structure. After calling them throughout this final series, they seem to be set up a lot better than other teams at this stage. They've got a really disciplined structure.
Kitchke kicks it into Arnold. Arnold just swung his opponent out the way. That's the end of the first quarter. What a first quarter it was as well. Waratahs in front, 2-3-15. Nightcliff 1-2-8. Ripper of a first quarter. Looking forward to the second.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch. Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory, we're here when you need us most. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Escape the everyday, any day. Book your stay today. At Mindle Beach Casino Resort.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better, and I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Love exploring the Territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians. Escape the everyday, any day. Book your stay today at Mindle Beach Casino Resort.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
Well, a great first quarter and a close game. Waratah leading 15 to Nightcliff 8. Both teams looking for a spot straight to the 2021-2022 Grand Final. You can find the full finals fixtures at aflnt.com.au. Keep an eye out on the AFLNT website and the social channels for our TIO NTFL Grand Final tickets to go on sale. You can get your tickets pre-sale and save your time on the day. Second quarter starting very shortly.
So welcome back to TIO Stadium for the second semi-final. Winner goes straight into the grand final. A loser will...
Watch there, so a bit high, probably lucky to get away with that one. Then he kicks it straight. The other collar spotter that is absolutely hammered after he took that mark. So that's the other Dirksen, Zach.
And that's the other Collis as well.
Yeah.
Scott Belford. Yeah, the Collis and the Dirksen boys getting into it early. It's funny.
Here we go. So he takes up, that's William Collis, so he's got the footy. That's a big hit. Plays on. Just a bit of a nothing kick there to nobody. It favoured Nowhouse in the end. Caught behind was Hitchkey and Nathan Brown. That's not going anywhere, so ball up. Again, we haven't seen anyone go down this corridor yet. There's Turnbull on the sideline looking to come on. The player here, he is for Waratahs. Taken out of the ruck by Kitchke. Oh, here's Quicksilver. Can he wheel it in? He does. He runs around his opponent. Inside out. Kick goes across the face and smashed through 4 are behind. Oh, he's so exciting when he gets around the footy. Oh, I thought he was going to dance around his other opponent there and run into the goal square, but he didn't. So 3 for a behind, unfortunately.
He picks it up at pace, and I noticed he's almost running too quick to effectively kick. So Bowles for Nightcliff had a really good first quarter, brings the ball out, almost taken there by the Waratahs players. In fact, the umpire says he got enough of it. And Bowd, who's a beautiful user of the footy, played in the NT rep game, played a good game as well. He goes inside 50 to the leading Arnold. Turnbull drops in front. Actually, that's Big Marsh, I think, there. Handball to Collins. Marsh went to lay the shepherd and almost killed the Nightcliff player there. He went a million miles an hour at him, the big fella. And the ball has gone out of bounds in the forward pocket. And Nightcliff, not a lot of movement for him. And this is what we saw Waratahs last week do to St Mary's. It was very stagnant and there wasn't a whole lot of movement. So ball, just went out then. And Waratahs will be happy with this. They can set up around this stoppage and try and send it back inside 50.
And then on the flip side of that as well, Tars have looked the better of the two teams with the ball in possession in terms of ball movement off the ball. They're finding a lot of space for the ball, but also those lateral options to then shift the Nightcliff defence when they change angles, taking the foot into the forward half.
So there's Clear around the corner. Holes will get there first. Hot on his hammers, Hitchkey. But again, just a pressure kick coming out. You don't see that. Out of bounds on the full. Again, so the third out of bounds on the full coming out of the defensive half there for Nightcliff. Must mention as well, Catherine Flynn, the boundary umpire, 350th game tonight. That's an outstanding achievement. It's been around forever.
That's a lot of kilometres.
A bit like me, been around forever. No, she's a lot younger than me, actually. But so only in territory footy you got to jump the fence and get your own ball. So here, Waratahs again. Yeah, I'd love to see the inside 50 numbers because they're racking them up, Waratahs. Again, just kicking it to the hot spot. Number of Tigers players there. Here's Quicksilver, has a shot on goal. He's kicked it. He's kicked the goal. Curtly Silver. Waratahs have their third, and he's looking dangerous all the time the ball gets to ground. And there he goes and nails that one, Shannon. He's just an electric player.
And another goal from forward pressure. Yeah, kick in from an out of bounds on the full. As a result of forward pressure, Big Arnold hits a pack, draws three defenders. And Silver, off a couple of steps, front and centre, in traffic. That's a brilliant finish. He's playing really well so far, looking really dangerous.
Good celebration as well there.
So the man from Nooka, who won the best and fairest for Nooka in the Big Rivers Football League competition last year, said, I want to try and take my football to the next level, and left everything he knew in Nooka and came up, had a crack with the Waratahs and started in the Div 1, worked his way through, and each week he's just improving, and his pace over his first 10 metres is absolutely electric. So good on him, and it shows what hard work can do. So Nightcliff in there. They need to wrestle back some momentum here, Nightcliff. Ball comes out wide, picked up by Carroll. He goes on his left foot inside 50. Big Arnold's there. Goes front and square. There was Rich. Nightcliff to a chain of handballs. Nyhouse, relieving kick. North can't take the mark. Good pressure there by Carroll. North gives it back there to Butterick, to Jones. Back to North. Carroll, geez, that's good pressure. That's 3 or 4 efforts. Then Kirtley comes in to lend a hand. They've won this. They've turned this over, the Waratahs. Well done. Ankers throws it on his left foot to the hot spot. Ball spills there to the front. Picked up by Butterick. Ankers at it again. This is magnificent pressure. Drop of handball. Here's the voice out wide. Nathan Brown wraps him up. Bowles goes in, just throws it on the left boot. Doesn't have too much to go to. Players holding on there. Ball comes to Robbie Turnbull. Crowd screaming for a free kick. He goes at goal. Didn't hit it well. And the ball hits the behind post on the full, and it will be brought back into play by Nightcliff.
Yeah, I was waiting to see how long it would take for Cameron Eilert to be moved onto the footy. He has been now. He tried to get around that contest. I reckon he's only had one touch so far in this game. We've gone 6.5 minutes into the second quarter. He's usually Mr. Fix-It when you need a bit of hard yakka done in the midfield. The midfield seems to be copping it at the moment. They can't win clean possession of this footy. There's Brody Philo. He's given it everything. There's Cameron Eilert, gets in, creates space, but there's a free kick advantage paid downfield. No, it's going to come back. So Cameron Eilert, there you go, moving on to the ball, and already manages to find time and space and his teammates and puts them into space importantly. But not much movement here. They're just strangling Tigers at the moment. So doesn't hit his teammate on the full there. It has a bounce, mind you. Pretty dangerous, that area. And then out of bounds on the full again. Wowee. That's the 5th out of bounds on the full already coming out of half back there for the Tigers. It's unheard of.
And that far side of the ground as well. So you look at the flags, they are blowing away from us. And there might be a bit of a breeze just pushing the footy over the line there.
So Waratahs get possession. The mark there taken by Cree. Just puts his hand, says, I'm going to slow this down. Doesn't have too much forward, so he's going to go long down the line. Big Marsh is there. No player can get their hand on the ball. And right in front of the Wanderers clubhouse, which I reckon will be rocking by right about now, we'll get a boundary throw in.
Yeah, I think the girls might have got started over there a little bit early as well.
Players go up. Crucial for Nightcliff, they stick with the Waratahs here. Important patch of this game. So Big Marsh just slaps it forward with his fist. Brown was there, couldn't pick up. Wilson in there, he's been quiet early. Tapped back there by Harper. Picked up by North, throws it on the left boot forward. Ball comes to Philo, just throws it on the boot, didn't have time to look. But this again is where they're set up really well. Big Marsh is there, bends down, picks up, gives it to Collis on his non-preferred right foot. It's a good smother in there by the Nightcliff player. And we'll get another ball up on the outer wing.
So still no corridor. We haven't seen any corridor yet. As Wilson comes off to the bench. So Ruckman set. Marsh. Bowen. So Bowen works his way in front. Wins that down easily. And he's taken without the ball. The umpire lets it go. There's Eilert. And just to get a kick forward. Misread it. Collis. God, they're such important players for Waratahs. Big game players as well, the Collis brothers. Hitchkey kicks it in towards Arnold. Has that gone out of bounds on the full? Yep. So another one. They're not reading those flags whatsoever, and they're just flirting with that far boundary line over there. Looking to kick it in. They're going to stick to that one side, the outer side here at TIO. Manages to get 2 fists to it there, Marsh. They need some run and carry here, the Tigers. Need their midfield to lift. And a drop mark. Unforced error again. The Collis brothers get it back. Kicks it up to Big Marsh. Eilert stands the mark.
Oh.
And I thought there was a whistle there.
I heard a second whistle.
So did I. I thought it was a 50. I was going to say, wow. But here goes the Tars. It's punched away from him. Taken without the footy. The umpire lets it go. Morris is back there for the Tigers. Eilert. That's his second touch in about 30 seconds. He's taken to ground after he got rid of the footy by Gooch, so it's gone downfield, and the free kick will be taken here to the Tigers. This will be their first inside 50 in this quarter.
Yeah, and I think you spoke about it, the good players playing well for Tars versus Nightcliff's best players. We haven't seen a lot of Philo and Eilert, but they're slowly getting into the game. Bowles as well. Every time he's got the ball, he's been under a lot of pressure. He likes to be able to rebound and set a lot of the best plays up for Nightcliff, which is probably why they're having a bit of trouble moving that footy forward, because Tars forward pressure, but also their defensive setup behind the ball is spot on.
Goes low with a penetrating kick. Ball there taken by Goulden. He turns back inside goal. It's a good kick. They got numbers out here. Taken by Dwyer, who's been the informed full-back of the competition. He comes out wide with a beautiful kick, and the mark there taken by Rich. So Rich with a really impressive football resume. I'm pretty sure he's one of their Victorian recruits to this club. He goes to Magro. North is with him. North did well. Handball there to Harper, to Edwards, back to North. North's been a shining light in this first quarter and a half for Nightcliff. He's played really well. That's a beautiful kick to the leading Emery. That's better from Nightcliff. Emery takes it, goes to a one-on-one. Eilert's there. Boud's with him. Boud gathers. Eilert wraps him up. I'm not sure how he got rid of it. And it was a good call there by the umpire. It was incorrect disposal.
Look at that. Mr. Fix-It. He's in the midfield, put him down the forward line. He's going to kick the much-needed goal for them.
Yeah, he just needs a few more of his teammates to get on board and put in a similar type of effort and application. I reckon the Nightcliff guys will get back into this. And for all the dominance Tars have had, what are they on? 3 goals, 4. So they kick this goal, less than 2 goals, and they're back in the game.
Yeah, 100%. Waratahs, particularly this quarter, have absolutely dominated. And what did we say? First or second inside 50. But
yep.
Eilert's going to get it, and it keeps him well and true within range. So an important kick. Of course, he kicks it, goes back. Goal umpire doesn't move. And Nightcliff moved to 2 goals to 14. Waratahs 3 goals for 22. And we've gone 12 minutes in this second quarter.
Yeah, just a good deep entry. Probably something that they haven't done as well. They haven't had that big, tall option without Melville and Butcher in their team. Probably why their forward line might be struggling a bit. There's that lack of faith in a forward option, but
so strong. He only got him with the one hand on the jumper too, dragged him down.
You take a look at him. I spent a good amount of time at Thunder watching Cameron Eilert in the gym, and he was shifting a lot more weight around than anyone else was, I reckon.
Big Butcher, Shannon, he's done a hammy, is that right?
Oh, I haven't heard that. Heard of that, but
or he's not playing tonight for what reason?
I am not sure, but he certainly is a big out. He was massive for them in the grand final last year. Won him the game, or got him back into that drawn position, and then gives them a lot. He played really well against us in round 14 against St Mary's at Nightcliff. I think he kicked 4 or 5, and probably the best game I've seen him play in Darwin. So they're certainly missing him out there.
I thought he may have done a hammy in his last game of the season, but I could be wrong. He went off iced up.
This is looking a little bit better for the Tigers. All just kicked out there. Lucky not to give it away. Umpires are red hot on making sure they control the game. There's Wines. So this is a little bit better by the Tigers. For Dirksen, but punched away by Bowd there. So country throw in. Magro goes over and congratulates him. Working very well.
Yeah, just a little thing, but yeah, just that by Magro getting around, there seems to be a bit more spirit amongst the Waratahs players versus the Nightcliff guys. There's not a lot of getting around and pats on the backs from the Tigers guys, which is something in finals. It's just a little thing, but it does make a difference.
There's Catherine Flynn again. 350 games, as I said, as a boundary umpire. Kicked off by Bowds. This might work for them as well. Moo then kicks it off the ground. Cameron Islet got caught behind, but they all go without it. Cameron Islet manages to keep his feet. It comes back to him. Then he falls over again, manages to get the handball back out to a teammate. That comes off the side of the boot. Nearly works in their favour, and then has a crack on the goals here. And they've got the numbers back there. Tars on the second grab is golden. And they're going to come grandstand side here, and they should be able to get out defence pretty easily.
A good pressure there again by the Waratahs, and Bowd on that beautiful left foot to Magro. Feigns on the outside, then goes inside, then does go to the outside. Gives it to Crocker. Back to Magro. Kicks around the corner. Ball spills to the back there. Bowles and Anchors go after it. Bowles is more content. Happy to see that ball go out, I think. He knew Anchors was right with him. And we got a boundary throw in.
I reckon Philo has hurt himself in that contest there. His arm is just hanging there. He stayed down for a little bit. So we'll just keep an eye on that, because that'll be a very important player if he can't come back out.
We did see some carnage in the first game earlier today, which was won convincingly by St Mary's. So one of these key players getting injured going into finals. Collis on that left foot. That's a penetrating kick forward. Ball spills to the back there, right inside the forward pocket. And we'll get a boundary throw in. 15 and a half minutes gone in this second quarter.
As you said, Shannon, in this quarter, Waratahs have really dominated, but they're only 8 points ahead. So they need to be careful, because if Tigers sort of find their groove, and this is all Waratahs have, Tigers are below par at the moment. Magro has his shot, misses to the near side. So it could be just a bit dangerous. They're finding their feet a little bit better here, Tigers, at the moment.
And Nightcliff are the type of team with that forward line, even without their key fours, Emery, Islet, Moo and Holtz Fitz, and Dirksen played a ripper game a few weeks ago when I watched him out at Southern Districts. They're the types of players who can put together 3 or 4 goals really quickly and take a game away from you, or get themselves back into the game.
It's Quicksilver, takes on Jones, but went over the boundary line. So they kicked it to a 2-on-1 there. They asked a lot of Jamie Jones, but was taken over. So boundary throw in. See how they set with, was it nearly 16 and a half minutes gone. Abe Anchors is going to go on the ruck. Don't see that every single game that I see him play. Put his hands up. Here they go. The two middies go at it.
No one went against him, looked like.
His head. Johnny Edwards under enormous pressure there by Turnbull. Turnbull gets it back, kicks it to the top of the square. Can someone mark it? They can. Kitschke takes the mark, was playing in front. It dropped short, and a good mark taken there by Kitschke right in front. This is going to be a goal for sure. I don't want to give him the commentator's curse, but he should go back and absolutely nail this. For all the effort that they've worked, they need this one.
And a very good kick there by Turnbull, I think it was, who got the footy and broke away from that stoppage. He looked up at the goal, and I think he was going to have a crack, and then saw Kitschke had front spot and just put it out in front nice and softly, allowed the big key forward to run through it and get away from his defender.
Harrison Kitschke goes back and nails that one for Waratahs. He's kicked their 4th. So
the reserves just having a beer.
Yeah, when Tigers looked like they were starting to get back into the game, Waratahs go and nail that goal, but important goal for them, I feel, and here's that play that you're talking about, Shannon.
Yeah, Turnbull there, almost a 2-on-1 contest, you'd say. Collis spills it out to him, and Turnbull is a noted goal kicker, but maybe had a bit too much pressure on him and just put that kick a bit out in front rather than on the big forward's head. Put it to his advantage, and he's got quite a big frame on looking like a smaller defender there, Kitchke, and was able just to take a chest mark directly in front. So a good reward for their dominance so far this quarter, but it's come pretty late in the quarter, so Tars would like a few more goals, especially with Nightcliff being such a great team.
It's a ball back in the middle, Shark there by Philo, so he must be all right, Tash. He's come back on. He goes to half-forward flank. Ball spills to Collis. Got an important boot out of there. Kept it in front of Ross. Now he's dragged it in here, Ross. He's got to get it out. He does. Collis floating around. Got an important foot in there again. Ball comes out there to the big full back. O'Dwyer. Well done, Philo. He comes through like a train. Crowd screams ball. Umpire agrees. And that's going to be a free kick to Turnbull.
You talk about the star players firing up there. You see O'Dwyer, Turnbull, Collis all smashing into Philo and getting a free kick their way. It's just what you want as a Tars fan.
Philo went a bullet a gate at the ball, Shannon, and then looked up and saw big O'Dwyer standing in front of him. I thought he thought, wow, what have I got here? But he done well. So ball comes off the shins of Wines, picked up by Bout, who came off about 2 minutes ago. He's obviously gone back on. Comes to Turnbull. Philo's there. Picked up by Holt. Fitz. He gets wrapped up by Magro. Slung to the ground. Ball there to Bout. Not sure how he got rid of it. Crowd screams ball.
Now, Philo's getting a bit frustrated there. He's complaining to the umpires. He should have put on a shepherd there. Look, he's just standing there. He's not doing anything. Very unlike him, and just off the play, as soon as the ball trickles over the boundary line, he started asking the umpire a question as we've got the blood rule there, so it's Marsh coming off. Wilkins coming on anyway.
And you've got to note Magro's defensive efforts so far this year. I haven't watched a lot of him play. I know he's a superstar of our competition and had a good career down at East Perth, but his defensive pressure so far this game has been a standout for me. We know he's so dangerous around goal.
Yeah, you're right.
An elite left foot kick of the footy, but it's great to see him turning it on with his defensive pressure, which is what is required in finals footy.
So Clee goes into the forward line, but they've got the numbers here, so Jones can go out wide to Brownie. So Brown takes the mark. He can go up the line, but he ignores that. Still, we haven't seen anyone really go in the corridor. Very low-scoring game here. We're nearly... Oh, it's nice and high there, Boud, but he's given away the free kick. So over the shoulder, going to go the way of Wade Dirksen. So we're getting into... we are in red time on here. This kicks it to the other Dirksen. Asking for his forward to run at him. He's going to go long, looking for Cameron Islet. There's a Waratah player parked in front of him. Late to the contest, O'Dwyer was brave. Cameron Islet made sure he got it over the boundary line on the replay here. So just well done there. He's earned team a stoppage. Dangerous position here for the Tigers. Nearly 21 minutes gone. They could do with a goal here, the Tigers. And in the back of the pack, no one's running forward for him now. Goes to a flat-footed player. Kicks it into the corridor. Let's caught behind. Liam Holt-Fitz usually love these. Off the ground. Does it bounce through? No, by Wilson. So the ball's not bouncing their way at the moment for the Tigers, and that's another behind for them. Still 14 points behind now.
I think it's going to have to be that scrappy footy in the forward line that's going to get them score on the board today. We saw Moo's goal in the first quarter, something out the back, so it's not going to be a big tall forward taking a mark and going back and having a shot on goal. It's going to have to be Cameron Islet crashing a pack or Kyle Emery bringing the footy to ground, and then guys like Philo, Moo and Holtz-Fitz in their forward line, just making something out of nothing. It's
a beautiful kick in there by Golden to Griffiths. Griffiths takes it and he goes out wide there in the mark, taken on the outer half-back flank there by Crocker. Crocker just holds, tries to hit up the leading Tom Cree. Doesn't hit him. I don't think the Waratahs are rushing too much. I reckon they'll be quite content to go in at half-time with this margin. They wouldn't want to let Nightcliff sneak one more before the break, but they've had the momentum. They can go back and reset, and I think they'll be quite content for the siren to go now. So boundary umpire rocks forward, rocks back, launches in. Wilkins up against Zach Dirksen. Dirksen wins it. Ball spills to the front. Anchors and Philo. That's a great duel. Anchors throws it on the right boot forward. Just didn't hit it well.
Guess what?
Out of bounds on the full. And it seems to be that pocket every time. I'm not sure what's going on over there, Tash.
The flags, I mean, they're really up going across the ground now.
and there's the siren for half-time. So in what was a much more entertaining game of football in that second quarter, the Waratahs had the majority of the play. However, Nightcliff have stuck with them, and we've got a ripping second semi-final of footy ahead of us. So going into half-time at TIO Stadium, the Waratahs 4 goals 5-29, lead Nightcliff Tigers 2 goals 3-15.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch. Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory, we're here when you need us most. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Escape the everyday, any day. Book your stay today. At Mindle Beach Casino Resort.
Absolutely zero.
Zero.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be 0.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
Domestic violence is everybody's business.
And it's not just the physical abuse, it's the things we don't see.
It is hurting our families. It is killing our families.
A lot of people have been silent to this fact, and I think it's about time we all speak up together and say no more to this form of abuse.
No more.
No more. No more family violence.
No more to the family violence.
No more. No more.
No more.
Listen up, kids. Make school your story. Help you succeed and rise to glory.
Safe to go to school.
So go the distance. 10 every day. Learn and listen. School holiday rockin' with love or break.
Time with friends and family is always great.
When it's time for school, don't get slack.
It's safe to go to school, can't wait to get back.
So don't cut corners.
Do the full term. It's safe to go to school and it's time to learn. So don't cut corners. Do the full term. Make school your story and it's time to learn.
School returns February 2021. Written and authorised by the Northern Territory Government.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
At Muzzbuzz, keep cool this summer with our new range of frappes, including cookies and cream, chai and matcha. You can also enjoy our totally scrumptious range of food and snacks. Australian owned and operated. Muzzbuzz, great coffee is just the beginning.
On Territory roads, anything can happen. So you need to drive to the conditions. Speeding can get you into all sorts of trouble. Dirt roads aren't just dusty. When it's hard to see, they're dangerous. At water crossings, remember, you're driving a motor car, not a boat. High water can be deep trouble. All sorts of animals can be on the road, so watch out. And if the weather is bad, slow down, you mob. Drive to the conditions and arrive in good condition.
The
time to kickstart your business is now. Get your message across with the experienced local TV production team at Kick Digital. Cost effective, rapid turnaround, exceptional service. Kick Digital. Television production energised.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal for all school-related activities. 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact CFS Gear for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Vaccinate. To protect our players.
To protect our coaches.
To protect our umpires.
To protect our supporters.
To protect our game.
Head to the Danila Dilba website for more information.
Getting my hands on the footy and just being with my mates.
I like being outdoors. It just makes me happy.
I don't like it when I get yelled at.
It's pretty embarrassing when someone's shouting at you halfway through the game.
It makes me feel like I'm useless and I can't do anything.
We're just kids.
We're just here to have fun.
Let us do what we love.
Just let kids be kids.
Escape the everyday, any day. Book your stay today. At Mindle Beach Casino Resort. Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
Well, a fantastic first half of final series footy. Nightcliff and Waratah both thirsty for a spot in that 2021-2022 grand final. Make sure you follow AFL Northern Territory and Territory Football League on Facebook and Instagram to keep up to date with all of the finals action. And a fantastic achievement tonight by the boundary umpire Catherine Flynn. A shout out, she's celebrating 350 men's Premier League games.
So welcome back to TIO Stadium here for the second half of this second semi-final. My name's Clint Firth here with Tash Medbury and Shannon Rioli. At halftime here, the Waratahs 4 goals, 5-29. Lead the Nightcliff Tigers 2 goals, 3-15. Shannon, thoughts on the first half, perhaps some best players?
Yeah, I think we spoke about the good players for Tars playing well, the Collis brothers, Magro, spoken about the Quicksilver, big Cam Arnold up forward, and they're getting good usage out of the ruck, I reckon. It's pretty even everywhere else around the ground. There's Wilkins in the ruck competing really well against Bowen. And then we spoke about their defensive unit setting up really well, and then their forward pressure complementing that, forcing Nightcliff to kick long and rushed out of their back line. And then for Nightcliff, we spoke about Cameron Eilert shifting into the midfield, you called it there, Tash, and his impact on the game. Brody Filo's flashed in and out of the game, probably the other midfielder looking most likely for Nightcliff to break the game open. Bowles is trying really hard, as well as Brown and Jamie Jones. We've called him a lot in the back line. If the forwards for Nightcliff can fire, I know they're a bit undersized without Butcher and Melville, but if they can just get a bit of chaos on their forward line, we know Moo and Holtz-Fitz can be really dangerous for them.
So the Tars making this season, giving it a different mix. I think a lot of people thought heading into this final series we were going to get a similar grand final to what we've had recently, St Mary's versus Nightcliff. Tars with a magnificent win last week over St Mary's. A lot of people keen to see how they followed it up today, and they started really, really well. So winner into the grand final, Tash Medbury.
So Bowen wins that ruck down, comes out to Carroll, just an up and under kick. And White Bowles takes that mark. So the goal kickers so far, Waratahs, Cam Arnold kicked 2 in the first quarter, then Kirtley Silver, Quicksilver kicked 1 in the second, Harrison Kitschke 1 in the second, and for the Tigers, Ryan Moo 1 in that first, and Cameron Eilert 1 in the second. And good to see Cameron Eilert started on the ball straight away. Great smother there by Collis on Emery, having a shot on goal. Emery goes in again, quite strong. He needs to get rid of it now. He does, but the umpire said too long. Brody Carroll gives it to him as well. Let's go back. Called play on, so there's Turnbull, takes the mark. So they've put their big guns in the middle. Eilert, Butcher, Danny Butcher and Philo have gone on the ball. From the back, Nyhouse. Wilkins, he manages to get boot to ball in the end. Brownie's got to go back on the left. Oh, Eilert. He got high then, Liam Holt-Fitz, but as soon as they hit the ground, they're under pressure straight away. Just not used to seeing that from the Tigers, and a good mark taken by Goulden in the defensive 50 there. Again, a pressure kick on Dan Bowles going into the forward 50. Just not that time and space he's used to.
And Goulden's not someone you want getting the footy uncontested. I played a lot of footy against him in the NEFL when he was at Sydney Union. He's one of the dominant defenders there and gives a lot to Tars, compliments Bowd and Collis in that rebounding aspect of their game.
Yeah, I see he's a high points player.
Yeah, that's a good tackle as well. They've just really recruited so well, the Tars.
Yep. Ball comes down to North. Speaking of recruits from Melbourne, ball goes forward. Nightcliff player goes up. Moves there. Holtzfitz is there. Comes to Waratah. Throws it on the boot. Umpire's plucked one.
It's fogged up again. You can't see nothing. Damien Howe was he kept watching the game on the big screen there.
And yeah, off the ball there, Collis has taken out Holtzfitz. So he's an experienced player, probably their best player with the Moose Munro last week, and giving away that free kick, that unnecessary free kick inside 50 is going to reward Nightcliff with the shot on goal. And it's Liam Holtzfitz, the goal sneak, so he's probably going to run around here and use this new rule to his advantage. Collis stands at about 42 metres. He does, creeps in slightly, hits it well, just fading to the right. And through for one behind, so first score of this third quarter to Nightcliff. They go to 2 goals, 5-17. Waratahs 4 goals, 5-29, and we've gone 3 minutes in this third quarter.
The kick out, close to the boundary line, but hits his target. Further afield, they've got a paddock in front here. They've got over the lines here of the Tigers. Runs a long way. Umpire let that go. Uncontested mark there to Kitschke. Kitschke puts it to Carroll that ran forward. That's a beautiful mark, and 50, so he's going to be taken to the goal square. Bit of remonstrating there by Arnold. Captain, co-captain, I believe, for the Waratahs. There's Brodie Carroll, had a brilliant season. The ABC player won that award of the ABC. Brodie Carroll really lifted the season, best season I've seen him play.
#1 tackler in the comp as well, and always hits the scoreboard for Taza. Just one of those guys, probably fits in really well with Taza. Hard worker, good local boy, come up from Catherine, playing some really good footy. Captain of the club now, and a good reward for him. I thought he's worked hard. Today, just his standard game, working really hard without being the star of the show, but a very deserving goal, and certainly gives them a lot in that wing.
Not one Tigers player there, Shannon, got their hands on the footy. Went from coast to coast.
Yeah, we spoke about how well Tars are setting up behind the ball defensively, but then I think because they've got numbers back behind the ball, it leaves them room in front of the ball to run forward and create options. They certainly look the better out of the two teams when it comes to transitioning the ball, because maybe that pressure that Tars are putting on in their forward half as well as limiting Nightcliff's forward movement.
So the Tars with a game-high lead and 19 points. Wilkins in the middle, bends down, picks up, well done. Handsballs to Turnbull. He's under the pump, goes there to Cree, back to Wilkins, back to Cree. Good pressure inside the centre square there.
You know, in going for that ball again, Wilkins, I love the way he goes about it in the ruck. Not much of him, but geez, he's a unit.
Collis on that beautiful left foot, sends it inside 50. There's a few Nightcliff players around there. Umpire's whistle goes and there's a hold. And it's going to be a free kick there. I think that might be the full back, number 8, Darcy Keast. And Nightcliff switch the play. Ball comes out there. I think that was Harper. Wines is there. He gives the handball there to Dirkston. Dirkston goes to the 50. Islet's behind his opposition player, so that doesn't matter. Still picks up, swings in board. He's got players alone inside. Ball comes there to Holtz-Fitz. Holtz-Fitz from 52 sends one in. Oh, it was advantage to the favour of the Waratahs there. He got both hands to it and dropped the simple mark. And that ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to allow Nightcliff to set up and lock this ball inside their forward 50.
You've seen Wilson put his arms out there. He sort of said to Liam Holt-Fitz, it's just Tigers-like, just the delivery into the 50, just the pressure that's kicking in danger. So Wilson's going to get the free kick. Asking the question there off camera, we'll just watch here. So that was Marsh, the big... Yeah, that's 50-50 there. I've seen worse and called play on. And now a 50, so now they're going to make sure of it here. Tony Wilson's going to go to the goal square. So that was Golden, that gave away that free kick and the 50. So the Tigers pin one back, much needed goal. I know the scoreline probably doesn't reflect it, but the game itself does. So now 13 points, the difference. And just their delivery, like I said, if we watch here, Dirksen comes at the back. Probably, I've seen worse, but that's the rule.
Yeah, that's technically the rule if Wilson's playing the ball with his hands and you can't go and stick a leg in there that's swinging around like that. But Cameron Nolan, again, you spoke about, he was caught out behind, wins the footy, switches it, gets it inside 50, and from the resulting stoppage, they get a goal. So if they could get a couple more Cameron Nolans, pretty handy. I'm sure every team in Australia would be saying that.
Yeah.
I wish they grew on trees. So Big Wilkins in there, jumps early. Dirksen says, right, I'll take that. Sends it inside 50. Ball goes up there, spills to the back there. That's Big Emery and I think Crocker after it. Ball still stays in. Crocker gives it to Waratah. He's under the pump. He knew he was under the pump. Fumbled the ball over the line, and we'll get a boundary throw in front of the Michael Long centre there in the left forward pocket. So Nightcliff just winning it out of the middle here, just gaining some ascendancy. So we could be up for a really, really good second half of footy here. Really close game. Big prize on the line, straight through to the grand final. Umpire launches in. Big Marsh slaps it, picked up there by Harper. He gives the ball there to Butterick. Butterick swings around on the right boot. Collis is back there. That slippery ball goes through his hands. He soccers off the ground. Interesting how the umpire's going to pay this. All year they paid this deliberate. Actually, I've been told the rule is not deliberate now. It's insufficient intent. There actually is no rule deliberate, apparently. So insufficient intent there is the rule, and it's gone out of bounds. Ball comes back in. Umpire says not 15. That's Dirksen. Swings it round to the top of the square. Collis is there. They're going to rush this through.
Oh, he's kicked it.
He's kicked the goal for them. I'm not sure what they're complaining about, because if you're under pressure, you're allowed to run the ball through. I thought he was clearly under pressure there in the goal
Only
square.
within that 15 metres, isn't
that
it?
one's probably a more deliberate action than the soccer. You know, someone like Collis is a great ball user, not as in control.
To me, that's as deliberate as they come.
But because the pressure's on and you're close to goal, you're allowed to get away with it.
So they go out wide. From there, takes the mark. Cameron Eilert stands it, so he's still chopped out in the forward line there. Kicks it up the line. Over the shoulder, I thought the umpire let it go. Picked up by Carroll. Runs away with it too easily there against the Tigers. So Carroll, good fist in there. Fisted over by Joel Budrick. Met their father once, so just watching here. Yeah, I mean, that's what the rule, but geez, if you can bend over and pick it up, you can. Yeah, gosh.
With the rule being the insufficient intent that Clint spoke about, there's no doubt what his intent was there, to kick the ball out of play, but
he knew,
interesting ruling.
Knew what he was doing. So Marsh there just won that ruck position. It fell short. He got there first, so it's advantage to the Tars. Bit of hanging on there. Arnold takes it over. That's going to be a throw in.
Arnold's in for a tough day, I think, Tash. Keith's down back there, luring him every single step of the way. So he's a big frame, but everywhere he goes, Keith is in his back pocket. So he's going to have to earn every kick tonight, Arnold.
Yeah, it is a hot contest down there. Big unit as well, Keith is. Got really big-bodied players, the Tigers. So far, Waratahs getting it over them. Carroll's there. Ford. By Morris, I think it was. Wilson went without it. Marsh gets in there. He's having a good game. Marsh, and again, gets the ball out. Kicked forward there by Barty. And couldn't take the mark, and it's hit the behind post. So it's going to be a boundary throw-in. Comes Catherine Flynn. We just watched on replay there. Yeah, good work there by the umpire. Arnold's asking where's the free kick, but wasn't there. There's Collis on the bench. Don't see him on the bench very often. I've never seen them really go for rotations. Thrown, here comes Silva through the pack. Brownie takes him out. Gets rid of him. Philo gets pushed off the ball too easily. Dragged it in. Then Abe Anchors said he dragged it in. Yep, it was there. As much as that's what that rule was there for. He dragged it in and then he sort of let go. So free kick going the way of the Tigers.
I don't think Abe agrees with you there, Tash.
No.
But anyway, it's going to be a free kick.
If that was me, I would argue the point too, but that's the rule.
Abe certainly didn't agree with that. But umpire's word stands. From the back pocket, the Tigers clear. The big fella Bowen's there. Ball spills to the front. Cree gets it. Ross puts up his hands, allows him to break through the tackle and kicks it inside 50. However, the mark there taken by Morris. That's a beautiful kick inboard. That's really the first time we've seen Wilson have any space today. He's usually out in space, and he's one of the really hard gut runners for them. Picked up there by Wines. Wines goes in the middle. That's a great kick, and the mark taken by Dirksen. So this is better ball movement. I didn't see that, Shannon. What was that one for?
Jaden Magro just encroached on that protected zone there. Just chasing his man. You can see him there, hands up. Doesn't matter what you do. Hands up, hands down. No hands at all. If you're in that protected zone, you're going to get called for a 50-metre penalty.
He's questioning it with the umpire there, but not allowed to. Oh, wow. This really is a coach killer.
So that's 3 free kicks Waratahs have given away this quarter, which have resulted in shots at goal. So they could come back to haunt them. Dirksen from 10 metres out makes no mistake. And Nightcliff, they're right in this now. 4 goals, 5-29. Only one straight kick behind the Waratahs. 5 goals, 5-35. And we've gone 13 minutes in this third quarter.
And you spoke about it there, Wilson not getting his hands on the ball early. That's the first time we've also seen Nightcliff really change direction with the way they've moved the ball. They went out to the wing, they came in short to half forward, and then a 50-metre penalty there.
Oh, I think he gave himself away too by putting his hands up.
Don't let the umpire know that you're doing the wrong thing.
Or you point at your player, I'm chasing him.
You dob yourself in there when you put your hands up because the umpire goes, what's he doing that for? Oh, hang on. In a bit too close, and that's 50.
Yeah, you're right. You try and disguise it if you can, like you're chasing your opponent. They're back in the middle. Just finding their rhythm a bit here. The Tigers, here they go. Bowles with some time and space delivers it into the 50. Oh, Wilson. Cutters up. And then has a shot on goal, and he's drilled it. Oh, there's the difference. Daniel Bowles in some time and space hits Wilson, come off his chest, but second effort, and then he goes and drills the goal. We've got a drawn game here. Well, there's the space. Hasn't had it all night, and when he's got it, look at the ball that he delivers.
Yeah, first time we've seen Bowles break 50 with the ball, and he's able to get his head up, take a few steps, and it was a beautiful kick to Wilson. Dropped the mark, but followed up with a very good goal from the pocket, and 2 touches early for Wilson.
Yep.
Led to goals.
So 2 of the bigger guns getting involved there. And Shannon, you called it. You said don't write off the Tigers. They'd come back. And if anyone's going to know it, you've played against them a lot and then played with them a lot, I'm sure. So it's game on here at TIO. Ball goes in there. There's Bowles again. Philo goes to handball. He actually missed the ball. Thomas Cree in there, pretending he was trying to get it out. I'm not really sure if he was trying to get it out. Big Marsh is there. And we'll get another ball up. So Big Marsh got the headband on. He was obviously got a bit of blood and he was bleeding. Handball there to the Morris. Morris goes inside 50. Over the back. This is Wilson again. Oh, he doesn't need it. The ball's rolled through. I'm pretty sure that was Morris, and they're on fire, the Tigers here.
Okay, where's the replay? Who's kicked that?
Might be 31.
Edwards? Yeah, Edwards.
Yeah, he played a ripper game, and I watched him out of Southern Districts in the second last round of the season.
Sorry, I called him Morris. So he's kicked that from 15 metres in his half of the field, and the ball trickled.
Look at the bounce of the ball. Could have gone any way. Both of them were tracking it, so it was either going to go over the line or bounce the wrong way. It goes, favours them. They're in front.
Look at that, 5 minutes ago, we were 2 or 3 goals down. Now they're up by a goal and looking really good in the 3/4 time.
Yeah, they've kicked 4 goals in this quarter. The Tigers, the premiership quarter as they call it. Well done by Brownie, used his body well. Couldn't take the mark. Then he probably held Carroll a little bit too long. You can hear the crowd going off, and the umpire in the midfield.
Oh, he's paid that from...
The furthest umpire has paid it, and I think it's 50 now.
Carroll.
No, it's not 50, so
He's paid that from Northlake Shops.
150 metres away. So both the closest umpire, the midfield umpire, but no. The furthest umpire has given this free kick. I thought it was there. I thought he was held.
Yeah, you're right.
A little bit too long.
It was there.
I would have called that.
Here we go. Oh no, didn't catch that. As Quicksilver goes in to put the bodywork on. There's Jamie Jones, but back with the play. So here we go. Brodie Carroll's already kicked one in this quarter. He plays on, kicks it from 50. It looks good. Has it got enough legs?
Oh.
It's got over the top. Good work on the goal line there by Kitschke. No, that was Arnold. Arnold has shepherded it through. Well done. Carroll's kicked his second at the 3rd quarter. We've got a drawn game again, and we're hitting 17 minutes. So just watch this on replay. It was there.
Yeah, 3-on-1, unfortunately for Nightcliff.
Oh.
Brown just held on a bit too long, probably a bit too eager to fix up the drop chest mark he did seconds before that, and then a really good captain's goal there from Brodie Carroll.
Carroll did milk it.
You've got rid of the footy. You always put your arms up and say.
It's just a natural instinct now with footballers. You get touched without the ball, you throw your arms up in the air. And much needed goal for Tars after a lot of Nightcliff pressure.
Big leap back in the centre by Wilkins. Carroll is really coming into the game now. Kick smothered. Collis comes through hard. Picked up there in the middle. I think that might have been Butcher, goes to ground. Ankers throws it on the boot. Cree forward. Nyhouse right with him. Robbie Barty tries to lay a shepherd. Well done there by Cree. Put his body on the line. Him and Nyhouse went really hard at that contest for their teams. Both of them tracked the ball to the line. And in front of the St Mary's Clubhouse over there will get a boundary throwing 60 metres out from the Tars goal.
A little set here. Only 18 and a half gone. This quarter's been probably a bit more dominated by the Tigers. Abe Ankins gets at the back of that stoppage and he's drilled it.
Oof.
Don't let him around the goals, and from 40 out, he drills that goal, puts them back in front. Well done, Abe Ankers, but how did he have that much time and space with no one next to him? He's so damaging around the 50. Here we go. He just starts gut running now. No body on body with him, and drills it from about 46 out.
Good effort there by Abe to pressure the big ruckman. Got a spillage, anticipated the ball would go forward, and like all good footballers and midfielders do, you like to push hard and kick a goal to reward yourself, and Abe's a very noted goal kicker.
Yeah, he
won the
is.
leading goal kicker for NT Thunder as a midfielder in our final season in 2019, so loves a goal and runs very hard, so it's always deserving when Abe kicks a goal because he works so hard.
Do you reckon he's still a chance to get on a list, Shannon? One of these mid-season lists that you can get on?
You'd like to see it. There aren't many more blokes who deserve it more than Abe, especially his work in recent years. He was a runner-up in the NEFL League medal, or nearly won it.
Yeah.
Finishing in a team that was on the bottom of the ladder, captained the NEFL team, and he certainly wouldn't be out of place on an AFL list. The attributes he has would fit in any AFL side.
So Danny Butcher sends it inside 50. Bowd gets it. He's running himself back into a little bit of trouble here. Crocker peels off. Doesn't have too much to go to. Throws on the boot. Rich can't grab it. Carroll can. Gives it to Rich. Rich hears the voice over the top. The big ruckman Wilkins. He just looks up. Throws it on the boot forward. Oh, Arnold comes through hard. Well done there by Nyhouse. He stood his ground. And that was the full back there. Darcy Keys tried to clear. Ball comes to Collis. He's got a beautiful left foot. Kicks it to the advantage of Arnold there. And that's magnificent defence by Nyhouse. It was a really hard, firm lead to the pocket there by Arnold. And the kick was to his advantage.
Oh.
Good contest. Bang. And really, really well done to defend that by Nyhouse. So boundary thrown in the pocket. The Waratahs have wrestled back the momentum at the end of this quarter. We're into time on now. As the ball goes up, Islet's not playing on the ball now. Him and Ankers go at it. What a match-up that is. Handball's over the top, the Philo. Grubbers one forward. Picked up there by Harper. Harper, underrated player for Nightcliff, on his right boot. That's a beautiful kick. Wilson, who's coming into the game more and more as it goes. Little kick over the top to North. He's got a beautiful left foot. Spins to 60. Goes inboard. All right, ball goes over the back. First one back there is Zach Griffiths.
Oh.
You've got to watch out. Well, he was under pressure because when Liam Holtz pitches around, you generally are under pressure. So he milked that nicely. 3 for 1 behind. And Waratahs extend their lead to 5 points and 21 and a half minutes gone in this third quarter.
2 on red, just running back there. Waratah's blade just fell over. Waratah, James Waratah. Here Tars, 1-on-1, Bowden Wines coming in from the side there is Bowles, sorry. So he just moves that forward, it's gone out of bounds. So he's pushed forward a bit. White game for his standards, hasn't had much room. When he does, he is so damaging.
Yeah, he's hands on his head. He's putting a big shift tonight, Bowles, and maybe that week off might just be catching up with the Nightcliff guys now. We'll see how that plays into it. The week off, whether it allows you to freshen up or that lack of match fitness.
I always hated it. I like momentum. Unless I was a little bit injured, then that was okay. But otherwise, I love momentum. But the free kick here going to the Tigers. So
just a bit of a bronze cheer from their crowd there, perhaps suggesting that.
Watch on replay there. That's going the way of Tom North. Noted goal kicker as well.
Beautiful left foot. Shouldn't have too many problems with this, I wouldn't have thought.
Oh, we could go into three-quarter time with Nightcliff in the lead if he can nail this. So we've gone nearly 23 minutes. North hasn't kicked a goal yet. Individual goal kickers for the Tigers so far in this game. And comes in and he's sprayed that. So he misses to the near side. For behind, they're 4 points behind now. Can they go coast to coast here, the Tars?
The Tars bring the ball out just to the pocket there, taken by Bowd. Runs his full measure, little chip forward. And the mark there taken, I think that's Kitschke's. That was Golden, sorry. He's pushed up the ground. Kicks long down the line. Wines intercepts the kick. Ball goes out of bounds.
Pretty easy transition there for Tars.
It was, wasn't it?
Tash mentioned it. Could they go coast to coast? And they almost did there.
Well, they did that last time, and Tigers didn't get a touch of the ball, and it was just an unfortunate kick there that's probably saved them.
Wilkins and Dirksen go at it. Zach Griffiths in there, does a 360. Players on top of him. Nightcliff screaming for the free kick. Umpire Port says, I agree with you. Handballs the free kick to the Nightcliff player. Mustn't be too long left in this quarter now. We're ticking past 24 minutes, and he goes wide, and the mark there taken by Brown, who's pushed up from the last line of defence.
There you go.
Brown, something's going on in that pocket over there, Tash. That's about 6 or 7 out of bounds on the full, underneath the scoreboard, and it'll be a free kick to Golden for the Tars.
They look up and see themselves up there, Clint, so that's why they're kicking that way. But that's Brownie's second out of bounds on the full. Oh, good smother. Dangerous here. Well done to Emery on the mark. Wraps him up. They've still got an opportunity maybe here to get a late goal, get themselves in front here, the Tigers. They've pegged back the score. They were behind by 7 at quarter time, behind by 14 at half time. Now they're behind by 4. So Waratah's probably just looking to wrap this quarter up. They won't want to give away a late goal here. They did win back the momentum in the last 5 minutes of this quarter. Ruck set, all diving on it, just trying to kill it. Turnbull gets a kick out, only as far as Morris, I think that was, and a good mark taken back with the flight of the ball. Creed, brave player, he's had a very, very good game. Holden's
very underrated, Tash, I think. He gets in and under, and he's a real hard nut in there. So they got the big names in that midfield, but he goes under the radar a fair bit.
He's had a brilliant game. In and under player, goes to centre wing. Good tackle laid there by Brown. Carroll holding the jumper there a bit. Yeah, the umpire saw that, so just that height difference there.
Yeah,
Quicksilver gave it away.
Jones has that advantage. We saw Silver give away that free kick in the first quarter for a similar thing, just being caught under a high ball.
Geez, as soon as he said play on, Silver charged that kick, affected it, which forced it wide. So a little bit of a plateau in this game, just a little bit of a lull. 26-minute quarter so far. We don't see too many of them. 7 goals being kicked in this quarter and only 13 for the game. So it's been a high-scoring third quarter as Big Wilkins goes up, down to Turnbull. Philo wraps him up. Picked up there by Dirksen. Handball to Holtz Fitz. He's dancing, prancing around in there. Brown has moved up the ground a little bit to try and get more involved in the game this quarter. As the siren goes for three-quarter time here in this second semi-final. We're in for a ripping last quarter. Big prize on the line. Winner goes straight through to the grand final. It's the Waratah Football Club. 7 goals, 5, 47, leading the Nightcliff Tigers. 6 goals, 7, 43 at three-quarter time here at TIO Stadium.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch. Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory, we're here when you need us most. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Escape the everyday, any day. Book your stay today at Mindle Beach Casino Resort.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Escape the everyday, any day. Book your stay today. At Mindle Beach Casino Resort.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
This is final series footy. Nightcliff and Waratah are battling it out. They both want a spot in the grand final. Nightcliff on 43 with Waratahs in the lead at 47 points. One more quarter to go to see who's going to see this year's grand final. Keep an eye out on the AFLNT website and socials channels for our TIO NTFL grand final tickets to go on sale. You can get your tickets pre-sale and save yourself some time on the day. We'd also like to take this time to acknowledge our NTFL sponsors and partners. No More, Carlton and United Breweries, Towards Zero, Inpex, Intersport, Gazale's Palmerston Club, Sterling NT, Bridge Toyota, and Sharon.
Welcome back here for the final quarter at TIO Stadium. It's the Waratah Football Club, whose last premiership was in the 1998-99 season. They're currently leading the team that's won the last three flags, the Nightcliff Football Club. They're up by 4 points at three-quarter time. Shannon Rioli, where do you see it?
I was a bit worried there that Nightcliff were going to run away with it in that third quarter, but much to Tar's credit, they fought back, and if the good players continue to play well for Tars, I think they're going to get away with one here and continue on in the grand final. But
he hasn't been wrong all night.
I'm going to say Tars. I'll take a risk and say Tars will hold on.
You're going to say Tars. All right, back in the middle. Here we go. So Island again started on the ball. They had 4 goals kicked in that third quarter. So Ryan moved with one, Cameron Islet with one, and then the goal kickers in that third quarter were Wayne Dirksen, Daniel Bowles, Bailey Edwards, and Shawnee Wilson. And here we go. Here's Philo. It's out wide. Bounce. This is everyone. Here's Wilson. Hits it back to Wines. Just a little bit of time and space. Good kick, but a good contest there by Turnbull. Gets it over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in. So just waiting for the ruck. Wilkins, just like I said earlier, I love the way he goes about it in the ruck. Second, third efforts against Bowen. He's lining up. There goes the boundary umpire, ready to chuck it in. Oh, it's very, very short. That only went about 2 metres. Look, the Tigers players are asking about throwing it in again, but come in a little bit closer. Yeah, good work.
Well, the ruckman should read this, and
they're just falling a little bit short. Yeah, they're starting to run in, but that's a bit better.
It was always going to go short, so Nightcliff ruckman, Bowen read it better in front. Waratah player might have caught one here. He looks a bit sore on the ground now. He's getting up gingerly. Players going at it. Crocker's in there. He tackles North. Umpire says, I'll have it, and we'll get a ball up in a similar position. Wilkins over the top. Ball spills down there to Nightcliff. They get a little kick. Moves first there. He's surrounded by 2 Waratah's players. And the ball goes out of bounds, and we'll get another launch in on the centre wing right in front of the Waratah's bench here. So 2 minutes, not much happened here in this last quarter. Umpire launches in, big Bowen. He's got probably 10 kilos and 10 centimetres on his opposition there, Wilkins. Comes to Turnbull, goes with a risky soccer across ground. Rich is there, Wilson's there. Well done by Rich. He gives it to Turnbull. Turnbull goes with a penetrating kick forward. That was a beautiful kick and a good hard lead there by Arnold. Hits him right on the chest, lace out. And big Cam Arnold, the pilot from Catherine, has taken the mark 45 metres out. He's probably going to kick from about 50. And this will be a golden start for the Waratahs if they can draw first blood in this last quarter. So Cammy Arnold skips in, 51 metres out, doesn't hit it well. Guess what, guys? Another out of bounds on the full.
Commentator's curse, boundary line.
It can't be too. I don't know what's going on there. Over to you, Tash. Nightcliff will bring the ball in from the back pocket.
So you just got a photo with someone there, Shannon.
Yeah, I was saying there might be someone who could give him some tips on goal kicking. He's watching just in Cantillas. Cody Waitman, Western Bulldogs, small forward superstar. He's up here watching the game. He's up here for some fishing. They've got a 4-day break, the Dogs boys. A mate of mine, Jaden Shea, who works there, sent me a text and said, Cody's next door, go and say good day. So good to bump into him. And
beautiful.
He's watched the previous game, and he says he was meant to come up here with the Bulldogs boys who came up at the end of the season. Bontempelli, Aaron Norton and those boys. So I said, yeah, make sure you get back up at the end of the season this year. And I think he is. He's going fishing tomorrow, he said. So you might have to call Bevo. He hasn't caught a barra. When it's time to go back, he wants to get a barra before he leaves, he says.
Yeah, I think Jaden Shea played for the Maggies, didn't he? He had a couple of games.
Yeah, played this year with the Magpies after playing the last 5 or so years with St Mary's. He's really good friends with Joshy Heath, and I think that got him out there.
Yeah, we need a few more players like that to come out next season to save us. That goes over the boundary line. And, yeah, the Bulldogs boys come to a few Magpies games. Really nice fellas to chat to, and just really got around the kids and didn't mind getting a photo. You know, you can probably get sick of it after a while, but, you know, it's really nice when they don't mind at all. And
the big Bont was there, I believe.
Yeah, I got a photo with all of them, and Ugal Hagen as well. They were all there. It was pretty good. They love watching Jaden play, and gave him a bit of stick as well from the sideline. A good mark taken here by Arnold again. Now, he sprayed it wide the last time. This could really
Going to be
help
kicking
the
from a
Tars.
very similar distance and a worse and a
the flags
acute
are
angle.
a bit limp as well. So, with kicking from that side, you've got to aim for the closest goal post. It will sort of come around a bit. He does that, and
That's
it's
exactly what he's done.
And it's a goal. So much to go. You can see there's the Rezzies there, all excited. So Cam Arnold has kicked his third goal of the game. He kicked 2 in the first quarter. They were in a minute of each other, and he's gone and kicked his third here. Vital goal there, and everyone knows at that end, aim for that closest goal post if you're this side, grandstand side, as we watch on replay.
And not normally the goal scoring end as well. I know in the previous game, 75% of goals were scored to the airport end versus the Mike Long Centre end. So maybe it's that breeze that's created by the Mike Long Centre being there that pushes the wind across the front of the goals there. But that was a really well-read kick, and you called it perfectly. Tash, just aiming for that left goal post and shaping it back.
I try and tell myself that, but doesn't usually work.
Beautiful pass there by Crocker as well. He's pretty underrated. He does his job every week. Ball one in the middle there by Robbie Barty. Umpire says play on. Magro's gone quiet since the first quarter. Hasn't been too involved. Sends it inside 50. Picked up by Brody Carroll. Carroll around on his left foot. Geez, there's a Catherine influence down there. Brody Carroll from Catherine. Cam Arnold from Catherine. And Curtly Silva from the Catherine region as well. So they're peppering away. They haven't put them away yet. Leads out to 11 points. Nightcliff trying to relieve the pressure. However, the marker they're taking, I think that might be Goulden. He sends it back inside 50. Players go up. Well done there. Comes to North on his favoured left foot. Goes out wide. Well picked up there by Butterick. He gives the handball over the top to Harper. Harper on the right foot. It's a long kick, but it's straight to the chest of Ross. He drops it. He's got Waratah there for support. Waratah back to O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer back there to Ross. He's got to watch out. That's really good pressure from Eilert.
I just watched him for about 30 seconds there, and he's worked great day.
And another one of those fingertip dragging a bloke down. There aren't many blokes who can drag a bloke to ground with just their fingers, and Cameron Eilert is one of them.
Philo was closer to him and didn't dive for him, so it just goes to show the effort that Eilert's putting in there. There's Brody Carroll, who's got back now defensively. Gives it to Rich. Had a very quiet game compared to last week.
Has.
Rich handballs to space to Bowd. Should pick it up. Kicks into the forward 50, but drop mark under pressure. Brownie mops up. The Tigers, they need the next goal. Kicks it to Broderick. Takes the mark. Collis is on the mark there. Collis brothers gone a little bit quiet as well.
North just hurt himself down the back there. I'm not sure if he's trying to stretch a cramp out or...
There we go. There's the first time in the corridor looking for Dan Bowles. He dropped the mark he should have taken. Magro, good tackle. There's a turnover here. This is dangerous. It's the first time they've gone through that corridor. Tigers know they need to give it everything now to win this game.
Jack in the box.
Jamie Jones, look, what a contest. Then he gets in. That's not 15. The umpire says play on. Gets it back to Cree. Cree back to Silva. Taken out of the contest to Collis. Collis going to kick that goal. The Tars breaking away here. Look at them get around each other. Game's not over yet, fellas. Very, very important, but that's an important goal.
Silva again, you called it. Just a bit of magic, bit of Jack in the box, and that would have suited him. That ball over the top. Jamie Jones would have been worried, and Silva just created a bit of something out of nothing. Cree, a nice kick back to Silva. Got crunched by Brown, and front and centre as all good players should be. And he let him know he kicked a goal. Kicked a ripper goal last week in an important surge for them in the third quarter to Will Collis, and he celebrated very similarly, and they know that spot in the grand final isn't far away.
There was a beautiful kick going in there. Rich didn't have too much forward, and Silva was the only leading player, so he knew he had to put it out in front of Silva for him to use his pace, and he almost didn't try to hit him on the chest. He said, mate, I'm going to kick this out in front of you. You run after it, and that's exactly what happened. So well worked there by the Tars. Ball back in the middle. Big Danny Butcher in there. Ryan Moo just body work with Waratah. Waratah's done really well. Moo kicked a couple early, but has been pretty quiet since. Ball spills to Holtz-Fitz. He tries to go back through traffic, gets stopped. I think that was Danny Butcher who fires one on the right boot, but getting back there and taking the mark is Gooch for the Waratahs.
This is going to suit Tars as well. Their defensive setup, which we spoke about in the first half, will stand up now in this last quarter. Nightcliff are looking to attack. Tars will be happy to sit numbers behind the ball like they have now, and then rebound and hurt Nightcliff going the other way. A bit like a counter-attacking team in soccer that sits back, wears the attack, and then
bang.
The other way, yep.
So O'Dwyer clears out of 50, goes to Ross. Ross put his hand up and apologised for that as soon as it came off the boot. And the mark there taken by Bowes. Bowes goes to Islet, who's obviously been thrown on the ball. Some fancy footwork. Sets Wilson a task. Wilson's got 10 metres on his opposition. Picks up. Ross overcommitted. Wilson round. Magro. Well done by Magro. He lent a hand of support there to put pressure on. That affected the kick. And the mark there taken by Waratah. Waratah goes short. Ball intercepted there by Morris. They've got this. Wilson, they got the spare man on. They've got to get it over the top. Edwards, he goes to Emery, and Emery's wrapped up by Collis. No easy possessions out there. It's good footy.
We can't see anything. The glass is fogged up. We're all looking at the little screen that's in front of the three of us here. So apologies if we are a bit late in calling the players because we're going off the screen as well.
And again, we spoke about the stars of Waratahs playing really well, but you look at that then, it was Collis, Magro and Robbie Turnbull, again, more of their big names, putting in massive defensive efforts. And
that was horrible. Sorry, Shannon. He's come down, landed on his neck.
He's up.
He's a bit groggy.
Yeah, that's not good.
I'll tell you what,
he got that knee to the head earlier in the quarter as well, didn't he?
I'm impressed. Look how high he got, and then the head. Oh, that's got to hurt. Good
like
replay there by
the old WWE days. The Undertaker used to do.
By the fellas there. Good work there by the guys here with the cameras and the replays. But 17 points in this game is a big lead. That's 3 goals to get the lead.
Yeah, we did see Nightcliff do that in the previous quarter to get back into the game, but Tars will be happy to defend and wear that extra Nightcliff forward pressure because they have stood up to it really well.
So Collis to the other Collis. Brimman Islet had that free kick, and then that's out of bounds on the full.
One on this side,
yeah,
first one.
In front of us. So Kitschke stands the mark. Brownie's going to take the free kick, waiting for it to come back in from the grandstand. Someone's trying to go home with it. That's not going to happen. You've got to give it back. It's probably the Waratahs reserves there with that ball. Brownie was all cool. Get that now. That's a mongrel kick for your forward. Drops at the top of the 50. There's Emery. Quiet, has one of the quietest games I've seen him play in the Tigers colours. That's touched over the boundary line. One of the assistant coaches there for the Tigers looking very nervous. I don't see this happen very often, but I tell you what, if it goes the way it's going and the Tigers play your St Mary's next week, the last couple of matchups of a grand final, the last couple of years, we've got an absolute ripper on our hands. And I tell you what, Tars will be happy to sit back and watch you guys smash it out next week and take on the next team. A few sore bodies. There's a free kick call, and it's going the way of Tars. So everything is going the way of Tars here at the moment. And I don't want to call it too early. It's only 13 and a half minutes in, but the way the Tigers have played so far, I can't see them snatching back this lead.
Yeah, and that Tars, their defensive work, we spoke about how good their players were with ball in hand, but the effort of the Collis brothers, Jaden Magro's defensive efforts tonight, Brodie Carroll, #1 tackler in the competition, even Bowd, Spoils, and the work of Big O'Dwyer. Their defence has stood up, which is what wins your big finals, is defence. You can have all the attack in the world, but if you can defend, keep your opposition quiet, and you clean the other way as Tars, being you a good chance of winning.
Yeah, the back six of the Waratahs is first class, and then we can include Gooch in that. He's done an amazing job on Emery tonight. So about 10 minutes of playing time left. Wines wins it, goes in board. The mark there taken. Goes in the board. I think that might have been Morris. He launches one inside 50. Nightcliff playing move, got a fair ride at it. Once again, there's plenty of Waratahs there. There was too many there. They spoiled each other. Magro goes in hard. Ball comes to the back there. Little chip out. Perhaps could have gone with the longer option. Umpire's plucked one here, and it's going to be a free kick to Nightcliff. Danny Butcher plays on. Spots Island in the pocket. It was a kick to his advantage, but it was good closing speed there by the Waratahs player.
James Waratah, one of the more less notable types, I guess, in that team of stars for
that's it. That
Waratahs.
looks like it.
Blood rule, Cameron Islet.
That looks like an ankle. He went down pretty bad there. Cree?
Yep.
So we got Cree with a possible ankle and Eilert coming off with a blood rule. So they want to patch Eilert up real quick. He's one that can spark him and get him back. He can kick a goal, be involved in a couple of goals, which is what they need pretty quickly. So they'll patch him up pretty quick.
They need this goal here at the stoppage, but desperately.
And it'll be pretty hard for them without Cameron Eilert on the field because he's done just about everything for them tonight. Whenever something's need doing, Cameron Eilert's been the man to get it done.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Wilkins gets up.
Lands on his head
again.
Jeez. Not giving up. Play on, here's Butcher. Butcher with the hand pass to Wilson. Wilson tries to get boot to ball. There's the numbers here for Tars. We know they've pushed back. Bout, that's holding the footy. Emery has got him. And usually you could put your house on him kicking at goal. I don't want to set him the commentator's curse, but had a very, very quiet game, Kyle Emery. Just amazing at Tigers. Doesn't break the midfield. When he was at Magpies, he was our best midfielder that we had. He's so fit.
Yeah.
One of the fittest blokes I know.
Very hard-working, hit up forward, and a lot of the attributes of a good midfielder, Kyle Emery. His work rate, his size, his strength, and his speed as well.
So you can hear the Tars supporters behind him. And he's kicked it. He's kicked the much-needed goal that Tigers needed.
Great kick.
2 goals and they're in front. But can they get those 2 goals? So good work to Kyle Emery. They just kept pushing and pushing and pushing as we watch on replay here, Shannon.
And that's the beauty of finals footy. You can have a quiet game like Kyle Emery has. He's been well held, but a tackle in the forward line, a set shot in the last quarter to get your team within a couple of goals in front of the Waratahs crowd, who were no doubt giving him a mouthful because he let them know on the other way back saying, yep, I'm pretty happy with that one. So that's the good thing about finals footy. You remember those big moments in finals games, and that was one of them.
So we're playing 20 minutes plus time on. 3 goals only kicked in this quarter, so won't be a massively long quarter at this stage. We're ticking through 17 minutes. And it's an 11-point margin. So 2 goals to get Nightcliff in front of you. And importantly, they win the stoppage. They cover one forward. Well done there by Waratah. Gathers, goes out wide, puts it in front of Crocker. Crocker gathers, stops, props, gives it back to Waratah. Waratah on the left foot. That's good use of the footy. And the mark taken on true centre wing position out there by Anchors, who's been a little bit quiet in this last quarter. Anchors goes forward. Something's going on out there. We said it before. We're not going to keep dwelling on it. That's gone out of bounds on the full. So bowls on that beautiful left foot, goes to 1-on-1. There was a nudge there by the Nightcliff player. The umpire wasn't in perfect position to see it. Ball comes back there to Waratah for his 3rd touch in 2 minutes. Spills over the back. Here's Curtly Silva. Just a nice little tap there to Rich. Jamie Jones is there. Silva's back on it. Picks up. Good 2nd and 3rd effort there by Silva. Well done. Handball back there to Carroll. Carroll throws it on the boot. Kitschke did well to make a contest there. Ball comes to Turnbull. Turnbull around the body to the top of the square. Not going to go through. It's a 2-on-1 there to Nightcliff. Eilert's come back with his head bandaged up. Magro's stalking. I think that may have been holding the ball. And Nightcliff through Eilert are going to clear down this near wing.
So kicks it to centre wing. Good pick up by Emery. Goes inboard, but that's chopped off by Gooch. Well done. Good communication there with Bound, but only as far as Dirksen. Yeah, that's Dirksen. Younger one there, and I think that is.
Yeah, you can just see in front of the ball there aren't many options for him to kick to.
And he's kicked it to someone into the grandstand.
So there was nothing forward of the ball for him that warranted any kick coming their way. He probably was getting more from the crowd, and that's where he's put it.
But that's what you don't see on the TV, do you?
Yeah,
but sitting there watching it, it's been a credit to the Waratahs. It's been noticeable their last couple of weeks. They're set up behind the ball.
But I reckon with the game and the balance, you need to look in the corridor maybe. You need to take a risk now. You're behind. 2 goals will win you the game. Maybe. Well, there we go. Because Abe Anchors, I reckon, has just cemented.
Too far. Has he run too far?
And it's come back. I've seen... Today, I've seen in the last game, one in this game, some big runs, and Abe Anchors is being called for that. So that could have put the nail in the coffin. Can the Tigers come back now and kick 2 goals and hold Waratahs to no more goals? So here we go, closer to the corridor there. Gets at the back, Liam Holt Fitz. What can he do? Trying to pick it up. good tackle. That's a good tackle by Goulden, not to give away the free kick. The umpires let it go. Marsh
in there
picked
for a
it up.
week.
Wowee, everyone stopped. Well done, Anchors, that time. Gets it out to Rich. Rich will kick it into the 50. On the lead is Arnold. Gets around, good tackle, pressure put on. Can Nyhouse keep it in? He does. Just looking at the field, Turnbull will be happy to take that over because the Tigers have to go all the way coast to coast. Yeah, we didn't see where he started from, but he was celebrating. I'd pretty much nailed it too. I don't think
expect that to be the call.
Yeah.
I thought he picked it up and got rid of it within the
I'm with you on that
distance required before a bounce.
However, I agree. We were looking at the kick, but the umpire was watching the distance. So ball goes to the Waratahs inside 50. It's a 2-on-2. Arnold's there. Silver's front and square. Silver on hands and knees. Gets one there to Kitschke, and Kitschke's got no intention of keeping that in.
Oh, they're happy with this.
He's lightning on his hands and knees.
Yeah.
Silver, he's as quick as any bloke out there on 2 feet.
Reminds me of your cousin, Cyril.
Yeah, he's
really. As soon as he
he
hit the ground, he was like a cat. He was up and about. I'd take a million years to get back up.
He's not one who would be disadvantaged by going to ground.
Yeah, it's amazing how quick he gets up. So snapped out of that stoppage there by Turnbull, through for one behind. So it's now 12 points the margin. We've gone 21 and a half minutes. So there's probably only 2 minutes left, 2.5 minutes left in this game. So for Nightcliff, they're going to have to kick 2 goals in 2 minutes to draw this game. They go long down the middle, as you would expect. Ball comes there to Edwards. Good pressure there by Waratah. Umpire's plucked one there. Edwards doesn't agree, and it's to the big ruckman Marsh, who's got his head wrapped up.
In no rush again to get the footy moving, the Tars boys. Bit of smart, bit of match management there by them.
They are doing very, very well on the celebrations there at that club tonight. I reckon they might have this one, the Waratahs. The girls won. They're making a late charge as well, so they play the Tigers next week. Waratahs do, to make the grand final against the Buffets. Buffets are straight through. It looks like Waratahs are going to go straight through.
Zach Griffiths trying to get on. He's been standing there for about a week.
Oh, and he's taken the mark. Big Arnold has clunked it. Second in line there. And
he'll take his 30 seconds and run the clock down. I don't think he'll be too worried if he kicks a goal or not. He'll just want the siren to go.
Just boot it as far as you can. Yep. And, the runner's gone out, just letting them all know stay there. So Turnbull was looking to come off. He's been told to go back out there. Yeah, wow. So when was the last time the Tigers haven't gone directly straight through and had that week off? Pretty much each time they've...
I think they have. I think the first year we played them 2 years ago, I think we beat them in the second semi.
Yeah, and then you went straight through and then they had
the week off, but they came through and they knocked us over. So,
but the last 2 seasons, I reckon they've gone straight through.
Yeah, so they have taken this road before, and you spoke about that momentum. Might not be a bad thing if they play next week and then take that into a grand final if they do win. St Mary's will be playing against them, so hopefully they don't win. But
there's a high tackle.
Take an eye.
So Gooch just plays on quickly. He knew what he was doing straight away. That's a fullback's kick, but his teammate. Where's Silver? Wasn't watching the footy, but watch him get there.
Silver's there.
He's got it. He's going to kick it.
Kirtley!
He's got it through to the grand final. Waratahs are going through, and Kirtley Quicksilver has kicked his second on the siren.
He's going to become a draw card, this man. Look
at
out.
It run out, and celebrations. Waratahs 10-8-68, 7-7-49. Shannon, call this last goal.
Arnold leading hard of the ball, draws a couple numbers in. Kirtley Silver, who's had a lightning game.
Woo!
Started probably as the game finished. Arnold and Silver impacting the play. And look at that, must be a popular figure amongst those boys. Kirtley Silver, good story coming up from Nookie. You mentioned it, Clinton.
Yep.
Cam Arnold coming up from Catherine. Certainly good to see, boys from around the NT playing some good footy in finals, and you see what it means to the Tars players there on screen. The young fellas are out there getting around them, and it's been a long time since they made the grand final, so they'll be enjoying a week off, and Nightcliff boys will be up against us at St Mary's next week, so that's going to be a tough game for us to get into, but that is finals footy, and well done to Waratahs, a ripper game. They played what they would call probably the perfect game in a final, and their stars played well. They nullified the Tigers' stars, and they're into a grand final and very deserving.
And good luck to you next week, Shannon.
Thank you.
Wish you all the best, and we Might see in the grand final, maybe.
Should be a ripping game.
Yeah.
So the Waratahs have answered the questions tonight. I think there was a lot of questions. Was it a fluke last week against St Mary's? Well, no. They've come out tonight, won, looked the better team, straight through to the grand final. So there's a new player in town this year. The Waratahs are there. And that's all from us at TIO Stadium. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Waratahs through to the grand final. They get up by 19 points in the second semi-final. See you next week.